Rob Malarkey alongside me, Dan Dawson, for this one.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Dan. Looking forward to seeing Jeffrey de Graaf. You mentioned his rise and his emergence onto the PDC scene. Only won his tour card in January of this year and swiftly made a bit of an impression at the UK Open as well, beating Willie O'Connor 6-5 in his first match there. And then lost 9-8 to the amateur Rob Cross, who of course was the man eliminated by MVG, one of the amateurs eliminated by MVG in Minehead.
Hey, look, everybody was losing to pub qualifiers in Minehead. It was on
good.
vogue, yeah.
It was
Gary Anderson was doing it.
95.
Yep. It was a tournament in which they certainly made a big impression and rose to the fore.
Now then, de Graaf. Not a bad first 3 darts in PDC Euro Tour action for the Dutchman.
Well, he's burst onto the scene in his career and he's now burst onto the stage here in Munich as well. What a brilliant, brilliant introduction
45.
for Jeffrey de Graaf.
Big fan of the scamper to the board to make sure the last one didn't fall out as well. Hang on.
Surely not.
Oh,
9 dart finish.
Can you imagine?
25.
Still 5 perfect darts out of 6 for your first couple of visits.
I mean, I think even the German crowd would have overlooked the fact that he's a Dutchman. And he pulled off that would have been something truly astonishing. But nevertheless, he's in great shape here. He had a Kevin Painter style snarl as well as he was warming up.
100.
96 left after 9 from Jeffrey de Graaf.
Wow.
140.
Won his tour card after
96.
the Lakeside World Championship, reached the last 32 there for a 4th successive year.
60.
Yeah, well, just stays in the 20 to leave double 18. De Graaf. Johnson can't go out on 165, so he's going to get
100.
3 clear darts for a breaker throw and a 1-0 lead
36.
here for the 25-year-old Dutchman.
Yeah.
Shot
And he only needs 1.
Jeffrey de Graaf.
Welcome to the European Tour, Jeffrey de
Second leg,
Graaf.
Jeffrey to throw
A
first.
very eye-catching opening leg, securing the break at the earliest opportunity. And Darren Johnson already plenty to think about
42.
here. Johnson didn't qualify for Venray. He's making his first appearance of the year in Europe today. Overcame Steve Hine, Ben Ward
86.
and Robert Owen in qualifying.
Yeah, and he's qualified for the 4th one as well in Hamburg, so we will see him again in not too long.
140.
But the more pressing issue is the German Darts Masters. And he's already got
100.
work to do. It's Jeffrey de Graaf with a very solid start. Given that break a throw. As they fight it out for a place in round 2. The number 2 seed Michael Smith awaits. And de Graaf just... He pauses, he moves along the hockey, he still finds the treble 20.
Johnson, though, looking to respond in kind here, just drags that third dart into the thighs.
125. Jeffrey 139.
I'll tell you what, de Graaf is really, really impressing here. Has that found its way into the treble 30? I think it did, yeah. He went for the top, so it must have been just obscured by the scoreboard there.
Now, do you fill it up, Darren? Well, you don't. Be interesting if he had hit the second treble 20, if he'd try to fill it up, create a bit of noise, try and put Jeffrey de Graaf off the double 10. Oh, is that awkward? He's trying to make. He's moving to the left.
I thought he'd go the other way, if anything. Maybe he's seen something we can't.
Shot to the second leg, Jeffrey de Graaf.
Not a problem for the 25-year-old.
First. Game on.
Well, as debut performances go, I mean, OK, it's only 2 legs in, but already Jeffrey de Graaf is really
60.
serving notice of his intent. Look at that first 9 average as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely wiping the floor with Darren Johnson.
And he's back in that treble 20 again and again.
Ooh. 140.
Very impressive. He obviously, you know, relatively big noise in the BDO system
100.
before his switch over. He nearly, well, he had 1 dot to win the World Trophy last year. Missed it and lost in a deciding leg to Gert de Vos, and he's back in the treble bet again. Back-to-back 140s.
Well, he's averaging 110 at the moment, is de Graaf. Well, more than that now. 140, but Johnson registers a ton 40 of his own.
Just the 57, but it does get him down to a finish. Lovely looking first dart.
Lovely looking second dart as well.
139, Jeffrey de Graaf, 164.
Well, this would raise the roof if he pulled this one off. Won't be.
64.
And Johnson here.
You require 62.
He needs this. Double 16 then to reduce the arrears. It would only be a hold of throw, but it will be a platform on which to build, but
30.
He's not taking it. And
Jeffrey
de Graaf has
Unicorn,
another
100.
opportunity here. Could be a 14 dart leg here for Jeffrey de Graaf against the throw as well.
Oh, he can't do it now. And that...
36.
Well, he must have been just telling himself, stay straight, stay straight. Even if that 20 gives me a chance. And doesn't get a dart at a double in the end, and Darren Johnson gets the holder throw and finds a way into this match.
Well, all three matches so far have had 6-2 scorelines. How John Michael lost 6-2, I'm not quite so sure. He didn't really deserve to lose by that scoreline. A gifted Hybrex 3 of those legs, I felt. But the matches so far have been fairly swift affairs.
100.
Always tricky to win games if you're hitting 13% of your doubles.
That's true.
In my experience.
99.
Darren Johnson looking for a hat-trick of second-round appearances in Europe. He made back-to-back appearances last year in Mulheim and Innsbruck. Made the second round in both of those. Lost 6-1 to James Wade in Mulheim, and then got beat by Peter Wright in Innsbruck. So I was going to say the draw was unkind, but you have to play the big guns sooner or later.
140.
If you want to go far in Europe.
Now then, Darren Johnson.
140.
I needed all three to get down to a finish, so it's level pegging with de Graaf here. De Graaf's still the favourite for this leg, but that might change. That
40.
might change very quickly. Darren Johnson, after being hit with all kinds of big scores in the opening couple of legs, now is giving himself a chance to level the match up at 2 apiece. Or is he? Or is he? Jeffrey de Graaf.
That would have been spectacular. Well, he needs this, no doubt about it. 9 for double 16 to break back. Oh, dynamite living up to his nickname there. A 101 checkout. Just
Darren to
giving
throw
de Graaf
first.
a reminder
Game
of
on.
what he's up against here. Brilliant first 4 legs.
140.
And having trailed 2-0, Johnson throwing first for a 3-2 lead here.
That is
96.
the Yorkshireman who's in the ascendancy here.
Yeah, it's astonishing how quickly things can turn around. De Graaf looked not unstoppable, but he looked certainly in the zone, didn't he, early
83.
on?
Well, de Graaf's scoring power was off the charts the first couple of legs.
If you wonder what that noise was, I'll leave it to your imagination.
58.
No, tell us, Rob.
When we get a lull in play.
85.
Now de Graaf coming under serious pressure here.
60.
Yeah, just the 60, and the trebles have dried up a bit for Jeffrey de Graaf, and
Yeah, the averages are dipping as well, down to 96 at the moment, having scaled the heights.
177.
Johnson. Well, that's as good as a maximum, especially as it leaves him on double 8 as well. Just that change of tack setting up a 13 dart leg
99. Darren, you
for
require
the
16.
49-year-old.
yeah, good marker. Surely he can just cannon off those.
Oh,
He's not got near them.
Further away, but he will return with De Graaf on 188. Well, Johnson, it's fair to say, has weathered that early storm as De Graaf came out of the box.
46. There you go, 16.
Well, yeah, in the last couple of visits, Darren Johnson's average has just crept above Jeffrey de Graaf's now. Now he goes into the lead in the most important statistic, the legs column.
Yeah, it's just a question now of how De Graaf responds to all this. It's all well and good playing confidently when you are in the front or when you are in the ascendancy. But when the tide turns and when you're up against it, and with Johnson threatening again here,
125.
it's a big examination of De Graaf's approach to this game and his state of mind as well on the big stage.
140.
That's not too bad then.
$140. 94.
Still would take a very brave man or woman to predict the outcome of this match, though.
Yeah, tough one to call this.
128.
De Graaf favourite for this leg. That would make it 3-all and effectively just a race to threes. Moved well. He's missed the big number, so he'll just look to try and set this up. A lot of players would have stayed on the treble 18 in that
82.
position.
There
Yeah,
is a
double 10, but
53.
You just feel with De Graaf he could do with a big finish just to give himself a shot in the arm here. Johnson won't be finishing now, though.
60. Jeffrey require 46.
So a more routine finish here. Double 18 he wants. Double 9 can be awkward, danger of splitting it, and that's exactly what's
37.
happened.
somewhere in this building,
93.
Rod Harrington is raging. He doesn't like the switch from 18s to 9s. Darren Johnson doesn't need to. He's missed outside. And then he pins the 18. You can see what he thinks of that, Darren Johnson.
Yeah, another break.
4 legs on the
Darren
spin.
to throw first. Game on.
A check out of 93. And this now for a 5-2 lead. How
81.
things can change so quickly.
Well, his reaction suggests that that is a game-changing moment. Another break, a 4th leg on the spin, and Jeffrey de Graaf.
100.
Well, the difference between what he's feeling now and what he would have been feeling had he made it 3-all is vast, I would suggest.
Yeah.
43.
Could be on for another 6-2 scoreline here.
Well, this is an opportunity for de Graaf. What has he got? Let's see what you've got, Jeffrey.
Oh.
Very good, very good.
Third 180 of the match.
His other 2 came in the opening 2 legs, both of which he
100.
won. So if that trend continues, he'll be a relatively happy boy, but plenty of work to do to get back into this.
Needs to back it up.
60.
Okay, well. Still in pole position to win this leg.
60.
Even more so now.
161.
6 starts from here for de Graaf. Might well need 6 as well.
58.
Well, the 177 would leave him tops. That's not going to happen. But that isn't a bad second prize, as it is a 2-darter, whereas de Graaf's going to need all 3 to see this off. He is going to get a dart. And Jeffrey de Graaf pins double 16, and that's a break back. And he stops this run that Darren Johnson was on, and he needed to.
Yeah,
A flag Jeffrey to throw first.
had 1-4 on the spin, Johnson, and we mentioned de Graaf needing a confidence boosting, adrenaline surging check out, and he's got it there. 103, nicely taken out.
100.
And now the tide might well turn once again, but de Graaf just with a ton on the board there.
Yeah, you see the stats. 3 180s for Jeffrey de Graaf has helped
46.
push those first 9 dart averages significantly higher than Darren Johnson's.
60.
Not a great deal in it overall, and you can see nothing taking longer than 6 visits to the board.
Yeah,
60.
That's an impressive string of statistics for a first-round match. Not seen anything like that today. We had
100.
a 21 dart leg break of throw in the John Michael Ronnie Hybrix match.
To be fair, Cristo Reyes put in a decent performance against Mark Burley in the previous game.
60.
His average dipped towards the end, but it was up over 100 for a significant chunk of the match. As things stand here, though, it's anybody's game. Both men averaging in the mid-90s. Both men finishing at a similar sort of percentages.
58.
De Graaf's looking good in this leg to level it at 4 apiece.
140.
Keeps Darren Johnson interested, though. Right on the top wire.
100.
Good last dart, important one as well for Jeffrey de Graaf.
If you require 83.
Well, he was somewhere off on both those
Darren, you require 95.
attempts. Will Johnson give de Graaf another shot at it? Oh, he's off the board there. Well, that's astonishing. He
Wow.
went for a double 19, double 19, but he was off the board with the first go, and
If
from
you
that moment
require
on,
8.
I like that shot. It didn't work, but I like
great
it.
when it comes off, but he looks a bit silly, doesn't it, when it doesn't? Especially if you miss a score completely.
Well, this is the first leg that's gone longer than 6 visits to the board. And Jeffrey de Graaf makes sure it doesn't go any longer than 7. It is 4 apiece, and we are down to essentially a best of 3 game. Darren Johnson has the advantage of throwing first in 2 of these final 3 legs. But if Jeffrey de Graaf can somehow summon up the form
60.
he showed in the early part of this game, in the opening couple of legs when he was blowing apart the man from Yorkshire, then it could well be his. Place in the second round, and Michael Smith, the number 2 seed, awaits, and maybe Jeffrey de Graaf is going to turn it on when it really counts.
4th 180 of the match for Jeffrey de Graaf. We're effectively now down to a best of 3 encounter. We've had 4
83.
breaks of throw so far. Wouldn't be too surprised if we had at least one more.
40.
Just the 40. Darren Johnson's got a chance to get back in front in this leg. A leg he threw first in, but he's making a mess of it.
81.
Just the 81. I mean, that last dart saves him a bit, but Jeffrey de Graaf has effectively stolen the darts. Can he capitalise?
60.
No, he cannot.
Then again, Johnson can't really punish him either.
56.
Another visit without a treble.
Nothing between them in this leg.
Maybe now, though, de Graaf can just steal a march on his opponent here. Oh, yes, he can. Could have done with a final
140.
one, but still. De Graaf now favourite to win this leg.
60.
Just the 60.
Jeffrey, you require
Jeffrey de Graaf
81.
has probably got 6 darts from here. He'll be hoping he doesn't need all 6.
Well, treble 15 would have left double 18.
72.
And he's
And you
out
require
once again.
161.
Suspects he will be back.
And he is going to be back. But because he left
99,
double 9 and he's come
Jeffrey
inside,
require
it's
9.
cost him a dart, so he's only going to get 2 more darts. Can't afford to bust it. We've seen that on a regular basis today already. No, gets that bit done. Double 4. And
He
gets it
charges
last dart. He did need all 6
Jeffrey
darts in the end from 81. But he got
Tenth
the
leg,
job
Jeffrey
done.
Hughes
And after
forever.
losing 4 on
Game
the
on.
spin, Jeffrey de Graaf has hit back and won 3 consecutive legs himself.
And
2
he's-
of them have been breaks of throw, and now he's throwing for the match.
Yeah. And we mentioned the point, or I mentioned the point, that I wouldn't be too surprised to see another
58.
break of throw. It's been that sort of a game. It really has ebbed and flowed from the word go here. De Graaf out of the blocks quickly. Johnson responding with 4 legs on the spin.
96.
Looked to be in the ascendancy, and then that 103 checkout just gave De Graaf the renewed self-belief that he desperately craved from somewhere. And it served as a very good platform for him. He's not there yet, though.
48.
And he's taken 6 darts to score 106.
55.
Johnson, though, hasn't really punished him there. Well, that's a terrific recovery by De Graaf, though. Johnson losing his way here just when he needed to
77.
find some big scores and some big numbers. Another treble would make things difficult for Johnson.
131.
And he's found it as well.
Yeah, had to go back up to the 20s to leave 170, but he got the treble, so that leaves 130. So only 1 treble gets him a dart at the
58.
bullseye if he wants to go that way. He doesn't need
130.
to. Johnson back on 215. Well, he doesn't get the choice now. But he hits
94.
treble 18. He likes double 18.
Clearly
He's going to have
does.
3 clear darts at it.
Yeah, shouldn't be a problem if he halves it as well and has to head over to double 9 because he has
59.
lots of room for
You
manoeuvre
require
here.
36.
So Jeffrey De Graaf, double 18 he wants for a place in the second round on his European Tour debut and a meeting with the number 2 seed Michael Smith tomorrow here at the Ballhaus Forum in Munich. Jeffrey De Graaf, the stage is yours. He's hit the 4 double 16 just outside the wire. And the agony goes on.
And you require 156.
He's not there yet, and Johnson with a sniff.
This is gettable. Not anymore. But he is going to put some pressure on.
140.
Huge amounts of
Jeffrey
pressure.
requires
Truckloads
32.
of pressure on the Dutchman to win his first game on his debut on the European Tour. Double 16's a long way off. Double 8's not much closer. Double 4's
24.
closer, but still not there.
Well, you just
And you
know
require
that they are
16.
the sort of chances you can't afford to pass up. Inevitable, understandable that the tension's getting to him. That has to be the case. Then again, Johnson's feeling it as well here.
No score.
Who wants this game?
Does anybody? On we go.
Jeffrey, you require 8.
Could have been another 21 dart break of throw there. Surely now Jeffrey De Graaf has to see this off. 3 bites at double 4. Well, he's taking his time. He's getting closer. Finally,
And that's
Jeffrey De Graaf
Jeffrey De Graaf.
must be breathing a massive sigh of relief. And on his European Tour debut, the 25-year-old gets over the line. But my oh my, he was made to work very hard for it. Understandable that the tensions crept in late on. He was out of the blocks quick enough. And despite Darren Johnson reeling off 4 legs on the spin, De Graaf had the maturity and the presence to turn things around once again and set up a showdown tomorrow.